Every human life knows suffering. Pain arrives uninvited, lo- loss leaves without warning, questions remain unanswered. But what exactly is suffering? Is it pain in the body or resistance in the mind? Is suffering something that happens to us or something created within us? Why do some people break under suffering while others awaken because of it? And the question humanity has whispered for centuries: can suffering ever truly end? Today, we explore a truth that no life escapes. What is suffering? Let's understand through a story. In 1942, a man was sent to Nazi concentration camp. His name was Viktor Frankl. He lost his family, his freedom, his dignity. But he observed something unusual. Some prisoners survived unimaginable suffering, not because they were stronger, but because they found meaning. Years later, Frankly wrote, suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds meaning. That insight forces a deeper question. Is suffering only about pain or about how we relate to pain? In Eastern philosophy, suffering has a clear name, dukkha. The Buddha began his teaching with one simple truth: life contains suffering, not as punishment, not as failure, but as a fact of existence. So, why do we suffer? Because we cling to pleasure, we cling to identity, we cling to permanence in a world that constantly changes. Buddhism teaches pain is unavoidable, suffering is optional. In Hindu philosophy, suffering arises from avidya, ignorance, mistaking the temporary for the eternal, mistaking the ego for the self. In the East, suffering is not an enemy, it is a teacher. Western philosophy struggled deeply with suffering. If the world is rational, why does suffering exist? The Greeks saw suffering as tragedy, a clash between humans, limits, and fate. Christian philosophy viewed suffering as a test, a consequence, or a path to redemption. Later, philosophers rebelled. This said, what does not kill me makes me stronger. Existentialists argued life has no guaranteed meaning. Suffering is unavoidable. But we are free to choose how we respond to it. In the West, suffering is something to explain or overcome. Indigenous cultures rarely saw suffering as individual. In tribal societies, pain was shared, grief was communal, healing was collective. African philosophies teach a wound in one is a wound in all. Native traditions use rituals to transform suffering into wisdom. Across cultures, one truth appears: suffering isolates, compassion reconnects. Today, we're trained to escape suffering. Medication, entertainment, distraction. We numb pain instead of understanding it. Social media hides suffering behind smiling faces. Yet, anxiety, depression, and loneliness rise. Modern psychology now agrees. Avoiding pain often deepens suffering. Suffering demands attention, not avoidance. Perhaps suffering is not meaningless. Perhaps it is a doorway, a moment that strips away illusion, a force that humbles the ego, a call toward compassion. Maybe the question is not why do we suffer, but what is suffering? What is suffering that trying to teach us? But what is suffering trying to teach us?